What's up, y'all? Hey, I'm out here working on this Santa Maria grill that I was talking about, and I think that was the last video that I was doing that little top part for and doing those 90s on. Anyway, I'm working on it, and I was doing some stuff on the chop saw, and I was going to do a quick video on some chop saw tips. A couple little things that'll help you cut angles on different stuff and this and that. A lot of people probably already know them, but if you don't, this would be a good video for you. It'll help you do different kinds of miters and stuff, you know. So anyway, this is what we got. We'll be on the Evolution saw over here. This is a really good saw. I like it a lot. I mean, is the saw better than an abrasive saw right there? I mean, it depends on what you use it for. I can't say it's better because that rigid chop saw right there has done wonders for me. It's about 8 years old, and I mean, it's a workhorse. There's no doubt about it. But for a lot of stuff, this Evolution is better. And I mean, it is a fast cutting saw. It gets stuff done fast. You just got to replace your blade pretty often. I mean, but you get quite a bit of cutting out of that blade as long as you don't get crazy with it. But anyway, this is what we're going to do. I got to cut a bunch of 3/4 inch angle iron at 22.5 degrees right there so I can make a table out of it. And the problem with that is holding that right there. And then you're going to have to turn it over and hold it again like that. But holding it right there seems to be the problem. And since I use a lot of 3/4 inch angle iron, all I do is use a piece of 3/4 inch square tubing inside it, right there. Just set it up on there. It's going to sit out a little bit, but it doesn't matter because it's still going to clamp it up good. Just when you put it in there, you see how it's sticking out a little bit right there. But it's not going to matter because it's still going to hold it. Just whenever you put it in there, make sure that the clamps have it. The piece that you're putting under there, that's the main piece that you want to make sure of. And then when you push it back, make sure your spacer, I guess you'd call it, spacer is back further than the blade so you're not nipping it off every time. So anyway, I'm going to cut those out right quick. And then when we cut it, that angle will be cut that way. So if you need it to go the opposite way on the other end, when you flip it over like that, you would still use your spacer. You can get it to hold like that and it'll hold it most of the time, but if it don't hold it and that sucker comes loose, these blades are very expensive and you don't want that sucker to get caught in there busting teeth off of it, and you definitely don't want it to come back out and hit you in the head. So using that again, it's going to hold it in there tighter. And then when it comes down, it'll bring your angle across just like that. So anyway, I'm going to cut this piece out and then I'll show you another one that I have. Some little pieces that I made to cut another angle. Alright, I got the miters cut out on those, and you can see it fits it up real good. Sometimes I get a little gap here and there, but that's probably really because I got the blade set wrong on there. But that's one way to get those, and I mean, you got to make sure your angles are going right sometimes, or you'll flip it and that angle will be cut the wrong way on it, especially because these have square ends on it. So you have to make sure you got your angles cut the right way, so you don't have to go back and cut again. The next one is this right here, cutting a 45-degree angle with this diamond shaped, I reckon, instead of just a piece of square tubing. This is 3/4 inch square tubing, and so the little brackets I made were made to fit this. You can see I got a piece of it sitting in there right now. And this saw, it'll come with this right here, and this will slide over that. And what I did was essentially the same thing, because this won't hold smaller diameter tubing. It's made for a bigger piece of tubing. So all I did, and I didn't even do mine very well, I just kind of threw them together. But it's just a piece of 3/4 inch angle with a piece of flat bar tacked on the back of it, one on each side, and then that'll hold that piece of tubing in there. And to get that fairly straight, like I say, I just tacked some stuff together. You can see I just picked up a flat bar that was cut at an angle, But all I did was take a piece of plate right there. You're not going to tack it on. And this is the one you'll tack on. And sandwich it like that. Yeah, it's kind of hard to hold with one hand. It's almost impossible to hold with one hand. And then put it in the vise like that. Squeeze your vise up on it. And that way that's getting everything kind of flat in there. Or about as square as you're going to get it without messing with it a whole lot. And then you'll just tack that piece on there. And that's good to go. Like I say, this is 3/4 angle, and it fits that 3/4 tubing. If you was doing a different size tubing, you'd have to probably have to go up on the angle. You could probably go so far with these, inch and a quarter, maybe even a piece of inch and a half. I hadn't tried it. But when you are doing this, it's a good idea to hold the back side, because this is going to hold it up in the air a little bit. Instead of being flat like it is right now, it's going to be set up just a little bit. So when you're cutting it, just kind of hold on to the back side of it if it's a long piece. That way the blade isn't pushing it down in the front and getting your angle off. So anyway, I'm going to cut some of these out and see how they look right quick. Alright y'all, I put a little tack in there to hold it together. And now you can see how it cuts it on that angle to where it's sitting up instead of just sitting flat like that. And that's cut at 22.5. I just cut it the same as what I was already doing for this. But that comes in handy. I mean, for putting it can be decorative like that. There's a few different things you can do with it at that angle. It just gives stuff a different look than just cutting it flat all the time. But like I say, with those two little clamps, you can cut it at any angle in the chop saw like that. Same as this, you can keep on cutting at different angles. It just happens to be what I need right now. So anyway, I got to start getting that table frame put together. And that'll do it for this video. It's just a couple quick tips that might help somebody with a chop saw, man. I'll probably come back and do a video here soon on that cold cut versus the abrasive saw. They're both good saws. I mean, a couple pluses towards both of them, couple minuses, I guess. But anyway, I'll probably do a video on that soon. I'm working on this Santa Maria grill video right now. It's sitting out there. And it'll be coming soon. I've got to get it and a smoker done in between while I'm doing it though. Maybe 2 smokers. So it'll be a week or so before I get it put up. But anyway, man, if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. And y'all come back for the next one, man. We'll see you then.